your skin isn't in. I can smell your sweet perfume. You smell better than a barbecue. A superstar is what you are. I'm your biggest fan. If you're looking for a man, sugar, here I am. I'm trying to roll. I'm trying to ride. I'm trying to roll with this side. I'm trying to float. I'm trying to glide. Oh, no, don't be shy. Just take my hand and hold on tight. Oh, skate to the beat. Skate. Slide your way on over. Slide your way on over. Skate to the baby. Skate. I wanna get to know ya. I wanna get to know ya. I ain't fall, but tonight you got me falling for you. And only you. I'm reaching out in hopes that you reach for me too. Girl, let's go. Girl, you got me saying, skate to the baby. Skate. Come on, slide your way on over. Slide your way on over. Skate to me, baby. Skate. I wanna get to know you. I wanna get to know you. Skate to me, my baby. Skate. Just slide your way on over. Slide your way on over. Skate to me, my baby. Skate. I wanna get to know ya. I wanna get to know ya.
And we are live. What's up, everybody? Can y'all hear me? My mic on? Can y'all hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay, what up, everybody? We are doing our little weekly live update. I am the Shaolin Fantastic.
It's the Grand Boobas.
It's Kelso.
What's going on, fellas?
Ain't much. Ain't much.
Yeah, so for the viewers and listeners out there, we do a weekly live update, about 15, 25 minutes, just kind of checking in and chatting, kind of going over some of the stuff for the next upcoming show to help promote it. So right now, if you are listening to us, we currently have an episode out with guest host Lana and LaBelle, who's a music artist, for our Valentine's Day special. But we want to talk about our next upcoming episode and what we're going to be working on. But really, let's talk about Valentine's Day real quick, like post Valentine's. How was y'all Valentine's Day?
Okay.
Okay.
Very uneventful for me, unfortunately. So,
what does that mean?
In other words, nothing happened. I just went around wishing all my lady friends, out there, a happy Valentine's Day and hearts and kisses.
Wow. What about you, Kelso? How was Valentine's Day?
It was super romantic. I worked, and she texted me Happy Valentine's Day, and I texted her, and she came home, and we watched TV.
Guys, this is what happens when you are 30 and over. Life becomes uneventful.
You know what's funny? So we talked about that on the episode. So make sure that if you are, want to catch up on episodes, you can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and our sponsor, Anchor. But also you can find us on YouTube with our live stuff. We did talk about life after 30. That's a premise and our theme for our season. And I feel like Valentine's Day, it's either you're really into it or you're not really into it, and I do feel like it's cool to celebrate it if you're into that kind of thing, but I feel like you should do a lot of things throughout the year, because that means if you only do it on Valentine's Day, that means you're missing 364 days out of the year, not really doing anything. But anyway, so make sure you check out our episode. Pretty much our episode was called "Is It Better to Be Respected or Loved?" Again, with our music guests, LaBelle and Lana. Her EP actually debuted Monday on Spotify. It's very strong. And also make sure you're following us on our Instagram. But yeah, pretty much, I wanted to talk about our next upcoming episode topics, and then kind of go into movie stuff because Kelso and I talked about it earlier, and Booba and I talked about it. But so these are some of the topics that were coming up for our scheduled episodes. We have, am I a side piece or the main course? He or she's just not into you. We also got, is it your body or mine? We also got bridging the gap or burn the bridge. We have online dating. We have entrepreneurship after 30. And I wanted to talk about cosplaying at the age of 30.
Very scintillating.
So what are you guys feeling for the next episode? Like, what are you guys feeling? Side piece? Main course? Is it your body or mine?
All the above. Everything you just said and then some.
You got to pick one, man.
Definitely want to go with the side piece main course.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. I like it.
All right. Done. Okay. Show's over. We're on.
Nah.
All right. So that's going to be our episode that's coming up. We're recording it live on Sunday, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But also at the same time, it will be aired as a podcast episode on Tuesday, and the edited version will be out on YouTube. But I wanted to ask you guys, because a lot of stuff has been circulating, being, kind of letting the viewers kind of know who we are. Like, we're really into like comic books ourselves. Like, we're like big geeks, tattoos and Funko Pops. And listen, I don't care what anyone says over the age of 30. If those are the things you like and this significant other is not approving of it, maybe that person is just not right for you, right? Why should they dislike your interest? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to diss you because you wear red bottom shoes, like $400 shoes that don't do nothing. At least with Nikes, you can run. You can play basketball or whatever. But the next upcoming movies, what movies are coming out, Grand Booba?
So we got Batman, the Batman, coming out March 4th. That movie's going to be epic. I don't know about y'all, but pre-sale tickets are going out now, and if I'm you guys, go get your tickets because that movie's about to be epic, and it's also going to be close to 3 hours long. So I'm super pumped for it. What do you guys think about it?
I'm excited. I think it's. I mean, you can't beat the Christian Bale. I was talking a little about this earlier. You can't beat the Christian Bale Batman.
Okay, so
but it'll be better than Ben Affleck.
Oh no! No!
From what I see, I think so.
Okay, wait. Let me ask a question before Grand Booba, you ask your question.
Okay.
Is it going to be streamed or is it strictly theater?
Strictly theater.
Okay. Fair.
Yeah.
But go ahead. What were you going to say with your question?
So I was going to ask you guys, if you had to rank all your Batmans from the get-go, like, how would you rank your Batmans from like top to bottom?
Wait. What do you mean? Batman the movie or the actor?
No, the actors.
Kelsey, you want to go first? You want to rock paper?
Yeah, I'll go Christian Bale first. And since I haven't seen Pattinson, I can't put him on the list. So I'll put Affleck's. No, I'll put Keaton second. Then I'll put Affleck third. And then I will put Clooney last.
I don't know why they casted George Clooney. Like, that was so bad. Like, no offense. Like, that's like getting Chris Rock to play Batman. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Chris Rock is Black Adam instead of The Rock.
Like,
yeah, seriously.
George Clooney, like, I get it. He was like the pretty boy, but he just wasn't a good Batman. And like, I mean, Val Kilmer at least.
I forgot about Val Kilmer. So Val Kilmer fourth. Still.
Wow.
Still George Clooney last.
Wow. All right. I guess mine would be. All right. There's a stipulation, and I have to do my explanation. When I say who is the better Batman as an actor, I feel like the way it's portrayed per comic book, right? So like the most relative, like the way he looks, the way he acts. I'm gonna go Affleck.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go Bale. Keaton. I'm gonna go. What is his name? Kevin. What's his name? Oh my god, I have to look it up. Hold on. Hold on.
Kevin Connors.
Yeah, Kevin Conroy.
Kevin Conroy, yeah.
Number 4. So for those that don't know, Kevin Conroy, he's the one who voiced Batman in the anime series, but he also did his voice for all the video games up until recently. and he was actually in Infinite Crisis playing the old Batman, with the little suit. And then I will go Adam West.
OG. I respect that.
Right, Adam West. Go ahead, Granboo. What you got?
All right, I got Michael Keaton 1.
We'll play some music in the background.
I'm gonna put in Ben Affleck 2. Christian Bale 3. Adam West 4.
Who's number 5? You better not.
But
George
by default, I'm gonna put in Val Kilmer only because he looked the part. He had the chiseled jawbone. He had the scowl. He wasn't brooding though, but still.
Okay, Kelso, let me ask you, why do you feel Ben Affleck is not a good Batman? And I know a lot of people, a lot of listeners out there, they're gonna like crucify me for this, but I have a really strong argument why he's a good Batman. But I want to hear yours. Go for it.
I think it's just the movie's kind of subpar.
But I'm talking about him as Batman.
I know, but I couldn't get past the movie, and it falls into just how they wrote him and how it just. I wasn't vibing it.
Did you watch the Snyder Cut?
I did.
Both versions, Batman versus Superman and Justice League?
Just Justice League.
Oh, see? Your argument's null for right now. You need to go.
No, I mean, I watched the Batman vs Superman, and I thought it was so stupid. They both looked at each other.
You
have a mom named Martha?
That part was kind of corny. Yeah, I do admit that. All right, here's my argument why Ben Affleck played a good Batman. One, his Batman suit and the gadgets he had, his fighting style, was the most relative to what we know as a comic book. Like his suit came right out of a comic book. Right, we saw the white eyes. We saw the Mech Warrior suit. We saw him use gadgets. We seen him do Muay Thai, Wing Chun, Jiu Jitsu. Like we seen him do all that, right? And he was also a billionaire. Then we all know Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck kind of played himself. He's kind of like the rich, quiet, but kind of stuck-up dude, right? Keep in mind, this Batman is supposed to be 50 years old, and that's the part people are not getting. Like I get it, Christian Bale, like. Here's the thing about Batman, and I feel it's the same thing with Spider-Man. What makes him such a great hero or a character is the catalog of villains. True or not?
True, absolutely.
Like if you don't have a good villain, the story's not going to sell. So, like with Batman, obviously the villain. So like everyone's like, oh, Dark Knight's the best. Why was it the best? Joker.
Yeah.
It was Heath Ledger, So that's my argument why Ben Affleck, I wouldn't say he's way better than Christian Bale, but I just feel like he was the most relevant to a comic book. Now, as a cinematic movie, Christian Bale's movie beat everyone's, even Michael Keaton's, hands down.
And that's due to Christopher Nolan directing those movies.
That's true.
And the writing was so good.
The writing
even from the start. Yeah.
But I will say this. Can you imagine if Christian Bale had the voice changer? Then he would have won. Like, he would have won. Like, his voice was so bad.
I'm not wearing hockey pants.
I'm doing it for the people of Gotham. And he has this like big old underbite when he's talking.
Oh my god!
What other DC movies are coming out, Grand Booba?
Oh, so I don't know if y'all checked out the trailers for Black Adam, and so DC released a teaser trailer for Black Adam. I believe the Flash movies, and then the Aquaman 2. So those movies are coming out later in the summer. I believe it's going to be June, July, and August, respectively.
I feel like out of those movies, the one I'm the most excited about was Flashpoint.
Me too.
Yeah.
Do you guys know about the story of Flashpoint Paradox?
Yeah.
Do you know it, Grand Booba?
I do.
Should we spoil it? Should we let listeners know what it is?
I mean, we just have to alert the viewers. Hey, spoiler
but it's
alert.
not a spoiler because there was an anime and it was also on the TV show Flashpoint Paradox.
Yeah, but still, I don't know if many people watch the TV show. But again, spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
Anyone want to tell the story?
You go ahead and tell it.
Yeah.
All right, I'm only talking. Okay, so all right, let's talk about the actual cinematic movie. And here's the thing that a lot of people don't understand why Justice League flopped the first time. That's why I kind of give Kelso a little bit of crap about it. is because Zack Snyder did Batman versus Superman, and they cut his movie by 45 minutes. And they're like, we want it shorter. His idea was to make Batman versus Superman as like chapter 1, and then Justice League as chapter 2, 3, and 4. It's supposed to be a 4-part movie. So they cut it down. That's why I was saying you need to watch the extended version. So if you watch Justice League, you watch Batman versus Superman, watch the Snyder cut, watch the extended cut. However, he goes into the Justice League. He films about 35% of the movie. His daughter commits suicide. He approaches Warner Brothers and was like, my daughter passed away. You know, I need some time off. And they're like, no, we need to stay on schedule. Zack Snyder was like, peace, I'm out. And, you know, Warner Brothers was trying to stick to their schedule, and they pushed to get another director. They're like, well, how do we get a good director that deals with multiple personalities and heroes? So they grabbed Joss Whedon, who did the first Avengers. It was a great movie, by the way, but it's a completely different style. So he took Zack Snyder's 35%, cut a bunch of stuff out. So let's just say he dropped it 15%, refilmed a lot of the stuff, and that's why we have the Aquaman that's kind of like the surfer bro, right? And it's a lot of lighthearted. It's a little bit more comedic. And just the story, in my opinion, the story just didn't do well. However, Justice League flopped big time, really bad. Even me as a DC fan, like I was like, what is this? This is bad. Later on, a lot of the fans, hardcore fans, started tweeting #release the Snyder Cut. Ben Affleck went on Twitter and was like, if they release the Snyder Cut, I will come back. Keep in mind, during this time, Henry Cavill didn't re-sign his contract. Henry Cavill is the guy that played Superman. He was supposed to have Man of Steel 2 and 3 and cameos. He didn't re-sign. So it was like a big issue. So from there, Warner Brothers like, no, we're going to stick to our schedule. So then what do? They change Aquaman up. They make him a bro. And they bring in Wonder Woman, Gal Gadot. And I thought her first movie was good, but they were becoming the new face of DC. From there, they were like, well, you can't just write off Batman, right? So they're like, how do we recast and reboot a Batman series? Well, let's start with the villain. So they wanted to do DC Dark, which is the dark series of DC Comics, and they went with the Joker. For those out there, the Joker movie was phenomenal. However, it's a movie that I would not watch over and over again. It's pretty graphic, and it really explores mental health issues, and it kind of ties into the Batman movie that's coming out, because when the Joker was, I don't know if you want to call it born, they show Bruce Wayne. It's not spoiler because the movie's been out. They show Bruce Wayne at like age 12, right? So the Pattinson version of Batman at the time, when they recasted him, they're like going to say this is Batman in the 80s, right? And from there, they filmed it, they stopped it. COVID hit, a lot of things happened, and then out of nowhere, guess what we get during COVID? We get the Snyder Cut. So, Zack Snyder came back. It said, Warner Brothers, I don't want any money. I just want money to finish my movie, right? Warner Brothers fired the entire staff, including executives that did the first Justice League. That's pretty crucial. Henry Cavill re-signed a 3-more movie. Ben Affleck said, I'm not going to do a Batman movie, but I will do the cameos for Justice League and other movies. So they brought them all back, refilmed it, released it. It was a humongous hit on HBO Max. I loved it. All the fans loved it. Some people were just had such a bad taste from the original Justice League. But if you rewatch it and you watch it the way it's meant, it's dark, it's good, gets to the point, and it sets up the future of DC. Because during that time, right before they filmed it, when they did the first Justice League, there's the racism that they cut out Cyborg scenes. Cyborg was supposed to be a big pinnacle part of the movie. They also were not going to recast, or they were going to recast the Flash, because apparently that dude got in a fight in a bar in like London or something like that, and he got arrested. Yeah, and then they didn't even want him back. But when Zack Snyder came back, he's like, nope, I want all these people back, and I want all the people from Aquaman, I want all the people from Wonder Woman. So he did his research. He was smart. So now, fast forwarding to where we are on Flash. Before Ben Affleck came back, they're like, well, what are we going to do? How do we reboot this Batman? So they were going to play off the story about Flashpoint Paradox. Now I'm going to get to the actual story of Flashpoint Paradox. Damn, we just spent 10 minutes talking about that. Flashpoint Paradox. For those that know the Flash is the fastest being, period, on the planet Earth and most universe. He's even faster than Superman, even when he flies, which means he has to run and then start flying to compete with the Flash. However, the Flash is so fast he can go back in time. So Flash's story, his mom died in front of him, and they don't know what. They thought his dad did it, but in reality, it was an entity from another. They call them speedsters, people that run fast from the future. So apparently, a speedster went back in the past and tried to kill him but instead killed his mom. But in reality, that's what made the Flash. So Flash went back in time to save his mom and not realizing the butterfly effect. Do you guys know about the butterfly effect?
If you change one outcome, then it's going to create another outcome.
Correct. It's like a ripple in a pond. You throw the ripple in there, it changes everything. So because he saved his mom, it changed the outcome of not just one universe, but the entire multiverse. So the coolest story is Batman's story, which is the original Batman story is Bruce Wayne was a kid, 9 to 12 years old. They went to go watch a movie. They came out and they got held gunpoint, and the guy killed mom and dad. And then Bruce went crazy, started studying martial arts, started studying, got better, and became a detective, became Batman. Now in Flashpoint Paradox, mom and dad witness Bruce dying. Dad becomes Batman with the little 5 o'clock shadow, the red eyes, the red emblem, and he carries guns, and he's a little messed up in the head. So he's like killing villains. The mom becomes the Joker, which is crazy, which a lot of people don't know. Where they got Heath Ledger's knife cut in the face is from the mom, because the mom went crazy, and the dad was like, you just got to smile through things. And she took a knife and cut her face. She's like, see, I'm smiling all the time. She went crazy because, her son died. So in this new Flashpoint Paradox, this is the part we don't know. However, we do know Michael Keaton's 1989 Batman is in this movie. The question is he playing Thomas Wayne, or is he just playing an older Batman, which is going to be really dope. And so originally they were going to say the Flashpoint Paradox allowed the multiverse to reboot to allow Pattinson to be that Batman. But when Affleck was like, you know what, I'll stay on as Justice League Batman because it's in the future, that's what they did. And it was smart, brilliant, super smart. Now the new face, I wouldn't say he's a new face, but he's going to be a major face, is The Rock. He's going to be playing Black Adam, and that's going to tie into Shazam because he's a Shazam character.
And Pierce Brosnan also plays Dr. Fate, which is an awesome look.
Yeah. Dr. Fate. We won't go so deep into it because we don't want to spoil anything. You just got to watch it yourself, but we will talk about Black Adam. Black Adam is a anti-hero who sometimes can be good, sometimes can be bad. But the most famous comic book of him is him versus Superman and Shazam, which is a lot of people hoping that Superman or Shazam will make a little cameo in his movie or later on in the future. So that's, Black Adam is going to be really cool. Aquaman 2 is going to be pretty good. But I think Flashpoint might be the one it's either going to make it or break it for the future of DC. I feel like if they don't do well, it's not going to do well at all. I don't know. What do you guys think about that?
I totally agree, because I feel like Flashpoint, just not to compare to MCU, but I feel like the Flashpoint and Doctor Strange's multiverse movie are going to compete against each other, and that's what's going to create this whole DC versus MCU war. So I feel like the Flashpoint movie is definitely going to set the tone and hopefully do well. And I think it will do well.
Well, let's talk about MCU. Let's talk about Doctor Strange. So Doctor Strange is going to be the first horror movie in Marvel. And if you want to call Blade a horror movie,
which it is.
Okay, so what year did Blade come out? Like 93?
Blade, no.
98, 99?
It came out in 98.
Okay, so that was like the first rated R horror Marvel movie. So Doctor Strange is going to explore that, and obviously we kind of already know that the villain's going to be Wanda, who's the Scarlet Witch. Now, this is the part that people don't know, is that the Scarlet Witch is Magneto's daughter. So if you've been watching the X-Men, they rebooted it with the First Class, and I felt like they did a good job rebooting that and showing that how it's tied to the other multiverse, is that you can't have Michael Fassbender, the young Magneto, to be the dad of what's her name?
Scarlet Witch?
Yeah, because they're like almost the same age pretty much, So there's a cameo in one of the trailers. I saw it. I tried to find it to show Kelso. I couldn't find it. But it's the multiverse. At the end, they show Patrick Stewart as Professor X coming back, which is pretty dope. Now, the other rumor on X-Men is that because Fox, is giving up their rights to their licensing to Deadpool, X-Men, and Fantastic Four, the next Avengers movie is going to be called Secret Wars. So, should we talk about that or no?
Let's talk about it.
Let's save it. Can't
save that one. Save us Secret Wars.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is Marvel's opportunity, MCU, Marvel Cinematic Universe, to bring in the X-Men, the Fantastic Four, and Deadpool into these series, and we'll kind of talk about that on another episode. But have you guys seen the new Fresh Prince, the Bel Air show on Peacock?
No.
Yo, let me tell y'all, man, the first episode is so strong. And let me say this about Bel Air. What I love about Peacock, number one, they're giving these actors the freedom and the leeway to basically say whatever the heck they want. Number two, it's like a modern day version of the show, but then they took a little bits and pieces of the past and they honored like the past show really, really well. So for those of you out there that are interested in watching it, they came out with 3 episodes on Super Bowl Sunday, and it's going to be a weekly episodic show every Thursday. So definitely check it out. The actor that plays Will really fly. Carlton to me is like the biggest one that shocks me in terms of like the way he is.
I'll say this: I only watched like the first 15 minutes of it. Fire! The show is good.
Yeah.
Listen, I love my family. I've seen them post some stuff on Facebook. And okay, for those that know me, I'm not a fan of LeBron James, even though I'm a big Lakers fan, right? And you tell me, Shaolin, you need to evolve. Guess what? Not every single show that's a reboot is going to be identical to what it was before. It's modern time, and also Bel Air is more of a dramified version of it, which, like what Grant Booba says, they have a little bit more freedom to curse and a little bit be more real. Like they're showing Glocks and guns and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Now we know the real reason why Will left Philly, other than him getting jumped. Like this is a more detailed version of it. So I just seeing the first 15 minutes of it, strong show. I think it's going to do well. Looking forward to see more. Probably going to binge watch all the episodes as much as possible. All the way up until the next one that comes out. But I thought the show was really strong. So I'm looking forward to that. What's another good series that's coming out soon? Cobra Kai was fire.
Have y'all watched Peacemaker?
I'm so behind on that.
Oh my god. Peacemaker is also another good show on HBO Max.
Freaking John Cena is such a
Love
goofball,
it,
man. Like I don't know. It's so like I can't take him walking around in his whitey tighties throughout the show, and he's like doing choreography dancing, and it's like so. But I get what they're doing. It's really they're pushing on this DC dark style.
Mm-hmm.
Just like Suicide. A lot of people didn't like the Suicide. The newer one, it's goofy, but it was really dark and graphic, and that's what DC shoots for. It's not the same. But yeah, man, I just feel like I don't know. I need to watch Peacemaker more. It's so goofy. I can't take it so serious.
But that's the whole point. I feel like it's goofy, but then also they do a lot of Superman and Batman and Flash references, which is kind of cool.
Yeah. All right, Kelso, here's a question. Who are your 2, or let's go 5, most iconic DC or Marvel villains in movies of all time? Actually, no, any villains of all time, any movie. No order.
Joker.
I would agree.
Thanos.
They did a really good job with Thanos.
They did.
Like he was so logical, but so irrational at the same time. Like his logic makes sense. Like he knew that the universe was all screwed up because we're destroying our universe. And his thought process was like, wipe half of them out. That way we have a more grateful universe. And this is what we call mercy. Isn't that the same thing what Osama bin Laden tried to do?
Isn't the same thing what dictators are trying to do, like throughout the world?
Well, that's what I said, Osama bin Laden.
Well, he's one of many.
Yeah, who's the other one? Joe Biden?
Oh,
did I say that?
Mm.
Oh, speaking of Joe Biden, real quick, before you get on your list. The thing with Kyrie Irving, I saw David Silver, the commissioner for NBA. His interview was great. He was like, it doesn't make sense that people that live in New York cannot play in their own stadium, but people from other states are not vaccinated can.
Yeah, I heard that. That makes zero to no sense.
No sense. Okay, go ahead. Keep going. So you said Joker, Thanos.
Why am I drawing a blank?
Can I throw one in there?
Yeah, go
But-
for it.
Darth
my
Vader.
things.
Darth Vader.
Darth Vader. Yeah.
It's 3. And if you
All right,
disagree
Jonathan.
with one, Booba, you can say you disagree.
I'm drawing a blank. I don't know. Go ahead, Booba. Help me finish this list.
All right, I'm gonna go Joker, Thanos, Darth Vader. I'm not gonna lie to you. I like Kylo Ren.
He's the villain that you love to hate.
Yeah.
You're like,
And
you're such a little whiny little bee. And then he like redeemed himself, and then I was like, dude, you're a badass. Like you're dope.
And then can I throw in Hans Gruber?
Oh, Die Hard. You know, I'm surprised you don't have an ugly Christmas sweater of the Hans Gruber. You should go look for one now.
Yeah, I will actually.
Yeah. I think mine would be Joker, Thanos, Vader. Ooh. Megatron.
Strong.
And then I think I would have to go. I don't know if you want to call it a villain. Freaking Reagan from The Exorcist. The girl that's possessed. Yeah, technically, she is a villain if you think about the movie. This is iconic. So,
are we not throwing in Skeletor?
I mean, he had a motion picture, but not enough for people to remember. Not too many people seen the He-Man movie, but there's a rumor they're going to try to reboot that. So,
how about Destro from G.I. Joe?
Oh,
I think more Cobra Commander than anything.
Yeah.
The first one, the first G.I. Joe, I liked the actors, but I didn't like the way they made Cobra. It was really bad. The second G.I. Joe was pretty good. I just felt like they could have capitalized on that. But yeah, it was good. But yeah, aside from that, since our live is about to come to an end, we have our current episode out right now. Is it better to be loved or respected on YouTube, Spotify, Anchor, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts? In our next episode, what did we decide on? What are we doing?
We're doing side piece, main course.
Yeah. Are you a side piece or are you the main course in a relationship? He or she is just not into you. So that's going to be a good episode because I was a side piece to a side piece. I was like the to the mashed potatoes to the prime rib steak. And let me tell you, it's pretty lonely on that plate sometimes. So, but that's one of those things that, you know what, we'll get into that when we get that episode. But it's one of those things you just gotta really read the signs and really trust your gut instinct and learn how to put your foot down. I'm still learning how to do that as a person, But yeah, no one wants to be Brussels sprouts. Even though Brussels sprouts are good with Parmesan cheese, though.
I was gonna say you're the creamy spinach.
Okay. Whoa.
Okay.
Okay, at least call me mac and cheese. No, I'm just joking.
How creamy.
For the listeners out there, a lot of the stuff that I say about myself, you don't know if it's true or not. Maybe I'm just doing it for the show. You'll never know. Don't be getting all butthurt about it. So,
it's a secret.
It is a secret. You guys got anything else that you want to share?
Nope.
No,
I'm good.
It's just a lie. We just talking, man. But I will say this: that I think our Omicron, that's the cousin of Unicron's, numbers are going down. I still think people need to still take precaution and be vigilant about being safe and being safe around, being close to people, even though you've been vaccinated or a booster, whether people believe it or not, just keep a little distance and just make sure your hands are sanitized and washed before you start touching your face. And you think about Omicron and COVID is a new STD, right? Like where you been, where your mouth been on that hookah, like real talk. Who you think about? You go on a date, right? Typically, an average person on a date. Oh, I got my wallet, keys, cell phone, cologne. Right now it's COVID. Keys, wallet, cell phone, cologne,
hand sanitizer,
condom, hand sanitizer, K95 mask, the
Lysol spray,
backup K95 mask, and Clorox wipe, and maybe hand sanitizer with Lysol. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
I was gonna say, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, is it true about the March 1 mask mandate being lifted? So I heard Montgomery County and potentially PG County could be lifting their mask mandate on that day.
I don't know. I know DC is, but at the same time, like, I don't know. Like, I hear, do you remember when COVID hit at its peak? A lot of people, especially from our area, because we're from the East Coast, Upper East Coast, that everyone was like, "Oh, look at people in Florida, Texas, and California. They're just being reckless." Blah blah blah. Well, guess what, people? Their numbers are lower than ours, and you know why? Do you guys know what the real reason is? Why their numbers are lower, even though they are being reckless?
Because they're spread out.
No. What do you think, Kelso?
I don't know.
It's warmer. When it's warm outside, you go outside, you're getting vitamin D, and you're getting fresh air. So if you think about it, for a whole year, we were suppressed indoors. So the moment we go out, we're gonna get exposed to something like, like a little piece of hair in our face. We're like, my face is itchy, like, or something. So that's the part that people are not understanding. You need to make sure that you guys are taking your vitamins and going outside and getting some vitamin D. Sorry. Getting some vitamin D, some sunshine, and get your head out the gutter, man. But yeah, go outside, get some fresh air. I really feel like we neglect cardio. So I remember one dude told me, he's like, I do my cardio. I'm like, how do you do your cardio? I drink 2 cups of cappuccino before I do the cardio machine. I'm like, dude, you're gonna die. Like,
yeah, your heart's gonna race.
But he's like, but I want my heart to pump blood throughout my system. I'm like, oh my Lord. That's like drinking like 4 Red Bulls. That's crazy.
You want to give yourself an ulcer. That's what you want to do.
Yeah, true. All right, Grand Booba, take us out. We done.
All right, y'all. Well, it's been a fun one. Again, Fresh Delivery Show. You can find us on all the platforms that you're listening to. And for the Grand Boobas, for the Shaolin Fantastic, and Mr. Kelso, we out this mug. Peace.
All right, y'all. Peace.
Peace.